What's up, y'all? It's your boy Julien Believe, and I'm letting you know you are watching Who Dat.
Can't stop it now. Don't stop whining for me. Don't stop whining for me. Don't stop it now. Don't stop whining for me. Don't stop whining for me. Tick tock it, girl. Don't stop whining for me. Don't stop whining for me. Just keep that body pumping for me now. I feel it. Go down, go down. Oh, go down, go down. Oh, go down, go down. And bring it up for me, baby. Go down, go down. Oh, go down, go down. Oh, go down, go down.
Welcome back to Who Dat. It's your boy TIMMAY here with Julien Thompson, Julien Believe, whatever you want to call him, the man Julien. What do you say, Julien?
Things are great. Happy to be home. Finally happy to be on Who Dat with you. So you know it's always a good thing when I'm here, man. It's always.
So Who Dat, we always had to go back to the beginning. So tell me your earliest memory. I don't know if it's someone you watching TV, you've been to a show, the choir, because the most famous is the choir. Who did you hear? What did you see? What made you want to become a full-time artist, singer, entertainer, songwriter?
Nehemiah Hield. I was in the 3rd grade in Bahamian. They came to my school. I'll never forget that. They were singing Going Back to the Island. And I just found myself in the back there vibing, saying, yo, I love this. I like the way that this whole thing is going. And at that moment, I ended up developing a compulsion for music and just wanting to be a part of it. And after 3rd grade, I started buying CDs. And then now, we here.
So break me down a little bit. So what bit? Because you know there's some steps. You gotta go from you want to go in the studio and actually write songs. So tell me about, because a lot of people don't know how to. They have the dream and they see the finished product. They didn't, and that's what we care about, the journey. Because the journey is really important. Because we gotta, our youth have to feel like it's possible. You can't just look at TV and be like, oh, Bruno Mars, this and that. They beg, but we can't get there as a Bahamian. And the reason why I appreciate you is that you strive for what people say we can't do. They say, oh, Bahamian can't do this. Julien do it. Other artists doing it. So what steps is necessary? What steps that you take, because your journey may be different than other people, what steps that you take to get where you are?
I feel the first thing that you have to do is make your mind up that this is what you actually want to do, and you would actually make a career out of it. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. And once you're prepared to run this race, you know, for a while, I mean, you are eventually going to win, you know, and you're going to thrive and be successful in it, no matter what success may be to you. Now, it's important to harness your craft to ensure that it's on a level that it can compete internationally or even locally. You also want to make sure that you have a great team of people behind you to help you progress and to help you grow. If you have 5 friends around you and they're different or they have different talents, they're perfect to be able to use or to utilize with your dream and with your goal. You know, so that's also a very key thing when building any sort of a dream or career path. In addition to that, it's all about investing in yourself and putting God first. You know, once you do that, to me, that's the formula of, you know, getting yourself started in any field or any career that you get into.
So you said you were 3rd grade, you heard Nehemiah Hield at the time with Bahamian. So when you first started, who was it that you worked with? Was production-wise, songwriting-wise? Like, who your first song? Talk to us about Julien's first song.
What's crazy is when I first started out, nobody took me serious, you know? So I ended up being a part of a group called EDJ. And I was the backup singer for that group for about 8 years. And we had the opportunity to travel all around the world and perform. But our very first producer actually was Sammi Starr, and he created a song called Is It True What They Told Me? And it did extremely well in the local market, you know, and since then I've had the opportunity to, you know, work with quite a bit of producers, you know, locally and internationally, you know.
I guess a lot of people don't know, 8 years in that band, in that group. People might just see Julien and think, oh, Julien just started such a year, but you had 8 years prior to they even know who Julien Believe was.
Yeah.
So talk to me after that group. I don't know if it disbanded or what y'all went to separate ways. What caused you to become Julien Believe after that point?
In 2005 is when the group actually disbanded. I went to work in the hotel for a few years because I needed to save up some money to be able to put into my music. So I used to work at the Wyndham, which
used to be Rihanna's.
Yeah, you know, and I worked at the front desk, and I sold timeshare for a few years, and I learned how to communicate and be a people's person, and I saved my money and put my money into music. That's how I actually, you know, was able to go in the studio. So that funded my career. And in 2008, I had the opportunity to work with Little John. So I ended up going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. So I ended up going to Atlanta, and I had the opportunity to work in the studio. And at that moment, I feel like that was it. That was the, you know what?
Turning point.
Yeah, and that's what pushed me in that direction of saying, you know what, I need to do this full time. And there was so many other people after that that helped give me those wings to be able to fly, and so many people that believed in me along the way and pushed me along the way. It's hard to just call his name when, so many others.
We don't care. We put our hands in the air tonight. We don't care. We put our hands in the air tonight. We don't party about us. We are bringing too much. Anytime, any place, okay. We gon' white 'cause we marvelous. We don't care. We put our hands in the air tonight. Party ambassadors touchdown.
Why Believe? Where did that come from?
I used to live with Monique, the queen of comedy, back in 2005. And she always used to say to me, Julien, believe in yourself. Julien, believe in yourself. And she always talked about the power of positive thinking and how it's important to have faith in whatever it is that you decide to do. And I created a song called Believe in 2009. And she was like, Julien, believe. Julien Believe, that has a ring to it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And at that moment, in 2009, January 2009, that's when I officially titled myself as Julien Believe.
So when I first heard the song, I was like, okay, we have Sammi who does the R&B, but the R&B reggae thing, but Julien, he is really like a pure R&B artist. So right now, we know you've evolved into something else. So talk to me about your I don't know why you did it, but your personal journey to go from R&B to the sound you have now.
I am a lover of R&B. That's my foundation. The John Legends, the Brian McKnights, the R. Kellys, the Boys to Men's, Casey and JoJo's. That's me. But I feel like growing up in the Bahamas, I listened to the Thunderstorm as a kid. And in listening to the Thunderstorm, I had so much different varieties of music, that I had the opportunity to listen to. So I just wanted to tap into different genres. And living in the Bahamas, we're a very commercial place and a place where a lot of foreigners come to, especially from America. So seeing the business models of a Ronnie Butler, of a Bahamian, people who I aspired to be like, the greats coming out of our country, their music was always commercial. So for me, I wanted to find a way to create that new wave of Bahamian music, or that new sound that our generation and beyond could be able to relate to, the same way the elders did with the rake and scrape. So that's how I ended up transitioning to the Caribbean slides, and then to the Living Wines, the Party Ambassadors. Just taking our elements, the rake and scrape guitars, or the Junkunu drums, what I used to see at Junkunu every Christmas with my dad, and just trying to make the music on top of it, the vocals on top of it, as commercial as I could possibly make it. And I think that is why we are now at this place where my American friends can understand, my English friends can understand, my Bahamians down in Crooked Island, they understand, the vision. And that's what it's about for me, Bahamas to the world is what they say. So you gotta be Bahamas to the world.
And talk to me about getting Bungie on the remix of Living Wine and the shooting that video, and because I feel like you had the Caribbean slide, so that was a hit, and then you going from that to Living Wine. The first year of Carnival, didn't, like we talked about before, didn't make it to the Music Masters, but then you got Bungie on it, and then the next year you got Ricardo Drew, Beanie Man, and Father Fox and Party Ambassador. So talk to me about like those moments in time.
The first thing I'll say was Carnival was an amazing platform for not only for myself, but for any Bahamian artist who would have wanted to expose themselves. And when all of the foreign artists in the soca or within the carnival circuit heard about the Bahamas having a carnival, everyone was really interested in finding a way to get to the island. Bungie Garland is someone who I grew up listening to, who my parents and my grandparents loved. Of course, my mom is from Trinidad, so I understood the roots of what they do in Trinidad. But when he heard Living Wine, he fell in love with the Junkunu drums. And I had a guy by the name of Calvin Balfour reach out to him, and the rest of it was history. You know, I went up to Trinidad and I watched him go in the studio without a pen and in the booth without a pen, and he just started freestyling. And next thing we know, I went to the bass line. I feel the life in your waistline, and it was like, this is magic. And today, now, I'm seeing the benefits of, you know, us launching that song. You know, because next week we're in London at Notting Hill Carnival, and just around the region, man, people know the song from here, from the Bahamas, you know. So to all the artists out there who think that, you know what, this is all and it's just the Bahamas, the world is watching us. What we do is important, so you have to be cautious of what you put out there and make sure it's of the right quality, because once you put it out there, listen, you can't take it back. You can't take it back. But the radio stations here, you'll be surprised to know many people pay attention to what they're doing around the world.
Live and wine, jumpstart the party 'cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high, no need to worry, gonna lose your mind. Dance with somebody just right. Ding ding go, dingole, ding ding go, dingole, ding ding go. Dance with somebody just right. Ding ding go, dingole, ding ding go, dingole, ding ding go. Dance with somebody just right.
Girl, wine to the baseline. I feel the life in your waistline. What you feel like we could do it in a real life, or you coulda wine over FaceTime. Hey, girl, wine up your bumper. One wine your boss, every man want your number. Some come to Nassau from Mexico. Them see the wine them all high caramba.
Talk to me about I can't count. You've been to a few national carnivals the last 2 or 3 years. Just talk to me about the few touch on a few of them.
The most recent one was Los Angeles Carnival, which was actually put on by Marshall Montano, and he created the opportunity for me to be able to perform at that this year, because he missed my performance in Nassau, of course. And it was great. The response from the crowd is not like I'd ever seen, because these folks really didn't know me prior to that point. And also, in doing that, it opened up the door for me to now go to Notting Hill Carnival. So next week we'll be there performing. We have like 6 shows showcased in the Bahamas. I'm going to make sure our flag is well represented, well seen. I've been doing Miami Carnival for the last 3 years, and I'm booked to go this year.
I'm supposed to be coming for my first one too.
We'll be there with the masqueraders, you know.
But that's what we're going to do.
You know, but it's just, I've done so many. Jamaica, just Turks and Caicos. I've been very fortunate, but we're just getting started, you know, and there's Belize. There's so many, the opportunities are there, man. Like the shows the networks are there, you know. The carnivals are there. But now I'm even trying to find a way to emerge beyond the market of just carnivals, you know. So we're seeing some light in different areas.
That's my next question, because you did Miss Bahamas in China. You recently did the BET pre-party, and I think something else you did. But talk to me about the non-Caribbean shows you've been doing.
The good thing about living in the Bahamas and creating a music that's a fusion is you have the opportunity to have people from all demographics of the world be able to listen to your music and relate to your music. The way that people would love a reggae, or the way that they would love a kumpa or a salsa, you know? And I think the fusion makes it very easy for people to be able to relate to and understand them, and ensuring that the message of someone who's never grown up in the Bahamas can understand what you're saying to them. You know, it makes it very easy to introduce, you know, that new genre or that new wave of music to them. And because the music that we've created here in the Bahamas with the Caribbean Stars, with the Living Wines, the Party Ambassadors, are commercial, it's very easy to sell it to the U.S. market, and we're seeing that now in some major ways. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Make she rude, mama. Watch it, give she room. She wants something to get she rude. Na 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 na. She wants something to make she whine, mama. One thing on she mind. She wants somebody come behind when she get it on. Now watch she roll. She rollin' there. She roll. She rollin' there. She roll. She rollin' there. She move it on. Now watch she roll. She rollin' there. She roll. She rollin' there. She roll. She rollin' there. She move it on.
Just talk to me about rolling at the writing, the producing, the music video. I know you've been out way in the back in the beautiful ocean. Talk to me about that song.
For me, I wanted to make sure that I could showcase another side of me, you know. as much as I try to deny that, like, I'm from the Caribbean, and I wanted to showcase that I'm from the Caribbean this time, because not only do I need the Bahamas on my back, but I need the rest of the Caribbean to jump on this Believe train and start to push this product that's coming out of the Bahamas internationally. So I created this record with the guys that did, who wrote Like a Boss for Marsha Montano and tons of other hits for a bunch of other artists. Full Blown Entertainment and London Future, they helped to create this record with me, and literally the response from it is not like I've ever seen, and I've seen some good responses, and so we wanted to make sure that we shot a music video that represented not only just the Bahamas, but, well, really want to represent the Bahamas, the beaches, the beautiful women, just the vibrancy of our country, and this music video showcases that. We had the opportunity to shoot it at Niagara Key, and we took a lot of my friends out on the yachts and on the boats, and we really just went out into the ocean, and we put the Bahamas in a 4-minute video, and it looks really nice. I can't wait for everyone to see it. For y'all who watching this, make sure you go on my page afterwards, Julien Believe, and type Enroll in it, and watch the link, and share this link. Don't just watch it. Don't just watch it. Don't just talk about it. Share it. Because if you want to see the change for the music community, for the arts community, it takes you. Not just me. We got to do this together, you know. So I just want people to understand, and that, especially the people in the Bahamas. Look, man, every country celebrates their own people. And we got to get out of this habit of being black crabs, and we got to start to celebrate our own people, you know. And I think the Bahamian people have been doing an amazing job recently. Over the last 2-3 years, you see the support. I'm a product of it, you know. My goal now is for us to take this support and challenge it to the world, you know. So the Bahamas could have their flag being noticed at every carnival. And when people see the black aquamarine and gold, they know that's the Bahamian flag. Right now, people don't know. If we see a U.S. flag, we know U.S. flag. If we see a Trini flag,
Automatically.
if we see a Jamaican flag, we know it. And they supposed to be able to say the same thing about us. And the only way that happens is if you and me and Timmy and everyone else from the Bahamas do it together, you know. Just keeping it real for a second, man. You know, I think it's important that we start to, we turn a page, you know. And
Break the glass ceiling.
yeah, I mean, and not to say it like this, if it's the people's time for real, then we got to be about the people and start to support one another and start to treat one another equal and be about the people for real, you know. And if that's the mantra that we're going to live by, then let's really live by it, you know. I don't do this for me anymore, man. I do this for...
It's bigger than... And I had this argument on social media the last 2-3 weeks, like, at the end of the day, it's no longer about the individual. It's about the flag. It's about the country. Once one of us makes it, that's it. You only need one of us. Yeah, we had Bahamian, and but that was about 16 years ago. We need someone of this generation to make it, and in all fields: photographers, videographers, vloggers, bloggers, artists, writers, fashion designers. We need us. We have Buddy. We have that's basketball. We have Shawnee, but we need more in each field, because the first black man to ever win an Oscar, City Boy, the Bahamian, the first non-American player to go #1 in an NBA draft, Michael Thompson, was a Bahamian. So for a small country, we have made our mark in history, but we need to keep going. And I feel like people need to stop thinking about me, I. It's no longer about me, you. It's about us as a people.
See, it's good to be selfish at first when you don't know what your purpose is. But when you establish exactly what your purpose is and why you've been placed on this earth, you look at life completely different. Over the last year, I've had the opportunity to go into about maybe 50 schools. And earlier this year, when I did my school tour, and I really saw the impact that I had on the kids, it caused my whole mentality to change, you know. When people would talk about me, I would respond to them. When people had negative things to say, I would react, like, you know, I took it personal. But I do realize that this is a responsibility that I have to create that change. So the next generation of creatives, the next group of kids don't have it as hard as Bahamian had it and have it as hard as I've had it. So if I can create something or be a part of a movement that helps create change for the next generation, that's true success. You know what I mean? And that's what allows you to see your name on a street corner, or see your face on a dollar bill, or to see a bus somewhere within the community. I mean, that's what it's about now. Creating that paradigm shift in the industries that we take part in. So for me, I don't mind the small talk. I feel like I have a responsibility, and it's no longer about Julien Believe. It's about the believers and the people who want to see me win. So everything I do now at this point is about the future. There's no better way to say it.
Speaking of the future, 4 more months left in the year. What can we expect from Julien?
More songs, more music videos, and some really big performances around the world. I am so happy to announce I have some really, really cool partnerships coming, and I just really want to have all my friends and supporters out there. You got to follow this journey to see what we can do, to see what the Bahamas has to offer. Boy, there's so many international performances lined up. I just feel proud to represent the Bahamas. But yeah, expect the unexpected. I can't say too much, but I want you to watch and follow the journey.
And lastly, so before I do the usual, where Julien gives off his social media. So a friend of mine, Victoria Lightburn, she has a company, Bahama Bows, and she's reached out to me actually this morning and said, "Hey Timmy, I want you to start giving your male guests one of my bow ties." She makes it from Bahamian cloth. So Julien is the first to get one.
Yes, indeed.
And this is the tie from Bahama Bows. And imagine when Julien goes BET, MTV, and he in a suit, he wearing a tie made from Bahamian material.
See that right there? I know someone must tell her, but this is a color I like to wear. This color look good on me. Nah, man.
Just let people know where they can find your music, talk to you, reach out to you, show support, anything.
First of all, I appreciate the bow tie. Definitely gonna rock this really, really soon. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, type in JULIEN Believe, and follow the journey on any social media platform. JULIEN Believe. Follow the journey. Let's take this music to the world. Like it and share it, and help me do what we gotta do.
So that's Julien Believe. I'm TIMMAY. You're watching Who Dat, and go on YouTube, search Julien Believe, rolling it, share that, like that, comment. We out.
I could be as good as the rest of them, but as bad as the worst. So don't tease me. It's your boy Julien Believe, and you are watching Who Dat.